Hi, welcome to another episode of Tube Tests. We're here at the Boulder Coffee Cafe, live or semi-live in Pagosa Springs. Of course, Marty's not here. It's been snowing all night, but that's okay. We got a great show for you today. We're talking about stellar microphones, JJ Audio, and we're also going to talk about circumcising your tube. What does that mean? Well, you have to stay tuned and find out. I want to talk about the Stellar microphone. It's a new microphone that's been on the market, I guess when I say new, it's a newer microphone. It's not a vintage microphone, but it's been selling like hotcakes on eBay. It's got an EF86 tube in, and it's under $500. I know, crazy. So I stepped into the studio, I tested it out. I haven't put a different EF86 tube in it because it sounds pretty good with the stock one that it comes with. But let's go to the studio, or my home studio, and check out what I recorded there. Everyone's always asking me, is there a microphone on the market that's new, that has that big vintage sound without that big vintage price tag? Well, up until now, I've always had to say no. Until the Stellar CM6 came along. This is a microphone that's been selling like hotcakes on eBay, and not only does it have that big vintage sound, it only costs $350. So I'm firing it up in my home studio, which I'm still working on, of course, and we're gonna listen to it and see how that Stellar CM6 stands up to the big vintage big boys. Well, we've got our Stellar CM6 warmed up and ready to go. We got our Pro Tools rolling so we can record this and listen back to it. And here we go. I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my own. A doll that other fellas cannot steal. And then those flirty, flirty guys with their flirty, flirty eyes will have to flirt with dollies that are real. When I come home at night, she will be waiting. She'll be the truest doll in all this world. Oh, I'd rather have a paper doll to call my own than have a fickle-minded real live girl. Wow, a $350 vintage sounding microphone. JJ Audio mics. Recently I came across this mic maker who's making handmade mics in the USA, and they're using European capsules. They're also using oil caps, which is pretty amazing. But what's interesting is they can take your microphone that maybe doesn't sound all that great, put a European capsule in it, put a output transformer, put some oil caps in it, and make it sound absolutely fantastic. Now I'm going to send in the Stellar CM6 that I just got from Stellar to see, can it sound any better? Yeah, it's a $350 microphone, but spending a little bit more and keeping it under $1,000, can we get it to sound absolutely jaw-dropping? Well, the people over at JJ Audio feel they can make it sound a lot better. So I'm going to try it out and send it out, and then we're going to test it when it comes back. But you can check out jjaudiomic.com and all the wonderful things that they're doing, and speak with Langston, wonderful guy, and Jim Jacobson of JJ Audio. Circumcising your tube. What is that? Well, last week I had asked Marty a couple questions and he responded in a certain way. Well, I wasn't going to put it on the show last week, but I'm going to put it on the show this week because Marty's not here. So let's go to last week's footage. Is it better, like, can you pull it out by, the tip, or is it better to pull it out by, does it matter?
It's better to open the back end and push it out by the pins, because the tip is teardrop shape and you can't get a grip on it.
Okay. Now, in some of these guys, I've seen in some of these pictures, and I don't know if it's right or wrong or if it's bad, but can you, if it's not fitting in a mic or if it's not fitting right or something like that, can you shave off this tip a little bit or no?
Absolutely not. Okay. Don't start messing. You don't want to circumcise your tubes. not a good, because a lot of these you don't want to do that because the vacuum seal in there is crucial. If you go just a little bit too deep like this, it happens in circumcisions all the time. You've taken off too much and you've lost the vacuum. Then the tube is really and truly worthless.
I think you just came up with a title for this week's episode is Circumcised Tubes.
We've got this week's web picks. Came across a couple websites that have some great information. One of them is RMS Audioworks. This guy is a boutique mic manufacturer. He just got in the game and he started selling some microphones on eBay, but check it out, rmsaudioworks.com. Next week on Tube Tests, we get to go to Marty's house, check out his tube tester, find out about all these tubes that he's getting shipped in from Germany, and I'm excited to tell you that he's getting BV8 output transformers. Now, if you don't know what those are the original output transformer for the U47. So these are old, original output transformers. So I can't wait to see them, can't wait to check them out, but I can't wait to be over at Marty's house and see this tube tester that he uses. It's pretty exciting. Anyways, I'm going to give you Marty's phone number if you need to reach him and ask him about any tube or order a tube directly from him. It's 970-264-6743. That's 970-264-6743, and we'll see you next week on Tube Tests.